Welcome back to Castle Combe for the BRSCC Fiesta Championship, racing with MRF Tyres. And tyres are key because the circuit is still a little bit damp and some last-minute decisions being made prior to going out. Pole position to race one winner David Nye, Harry Gooding alongside, then Danny Harrison and Tom Hutchins row two, Jake Dawson with Jamie going on the third row, then Ryan Falconbridge and Miles Baker. Class D headed by championship leader Jamie White from Zachary Lucas, then Mark Court and Luke Bannister, Colin Newbold and Tim Bennett completing the grid. Mark Court taking the win in Class A in race number one from Colin Newbold. Newbold in the light blue and orange Class A car, the mid-90s Mark III Fiesta SI. And away we go. You can see that this is going to be a tricky race, but it's David Nye pole position, left of shot. Harry Gooding's made a good start, maybe slightly drier, maybe better reactions from Gooding as well as they go through turn one and head up Avon Rise for the first time. Who's going to emerge in the lead? It looks like Gooding has got the line through Avon Rise and down into and getting turned around. Was there contact there? David Nye is off, bang, into the tyre barrier. Now, is that going to be a safety car? There's a lot of damage done. You can see the Armco being revealed by the deranged tyres. And David Nye, who just has not had the rub of the green this year, two non-finishes at Brands Hatch in event one, had a 16th place finish at Rockingham race one. He's been banging away results here and there, but a superb win in race number one here, but it's not to be in race two. I don't think it's going to be a safety car. The officials might want to consider whether the barrier needs to be put back together as Jake Dawson looks down the inside line of the Class D leader in red, Zachary Lucas in the red car. The green machine of Jamie White is in second. Lucas looks on the inside line, comes off the dry line to nibble away at the Class C car, so getting stuck in and not afraid to compromise his circuit position to get ahead of the C car and build an advantage over Jamie White in green he's chasing. So these two battling for the lead of Class D. Zachary Lucas again, he was fastest away out of the pair in race number one. He's done it again here in race two, and as he gains more racing experience, that will count. But Jamie White here's got the Mighty Mini racing experience, of course champion in that formula, and has gone through, and a very good run there, read that well. But Lucas attacking back on the outside line as they come into Quarry and onto Farm Straight. Look at the back end of Lucas's car wanting to break away, but it's Jamie White who leads the class now from Zachary Lucas. In the A, B and D cars, the third machine is the yellow car of Mark Court. You might see with the spots on the bonnet coming into the back of shot. But it's Jamie White out front at the moment. There's Mark Court coming into shot. And David Nye in the mix as well, I think, trying to work his way back through the order. I thought Nye was going to be a retirement here, but he's actually got going again and rejoined. Probably would have been grateful for a safety car or a race stoppage to get him back into position. And the question is, was there contact with Jamie going? He's in very close proximity with Jamie as the cars come down to Camp Corner once again. Ryan Falconbridge closing in on Jake Dawson in the Class C cars. You can see that drying line, which is really what the drivers have got to stick with. It does make overtaking difficult, although Jamie White managed to pass Zachary Lucas for his one, going out wide to find a little bit more water maybe by the look of it. Miles Baker coming under pressure from Tom Hutchins, who was in that podium battle with Danny Harrison. Harrison had a good race considering he didn't qualify. It's that qualifying time, coming through from the back of the group in race number one, and not that far behind Harry Gooding, to be perfectly honest, in race number one, but bouncing the curbs here as they come through the chicane. Hutchins fending off Miles Baker. Baker taking 13th place overall in race number one. Not the happiest of races for him. The dry line, a little bit of a giveaway, isn't it, for the racing line for these boys. Danny Harrison down behind Jamie going. So reliving that part of the battle in race number one, but not getting the spray now. You can see the wipers aren't working. Well, they are working, but they're not on. They would work if he put them on. But Danny Harrison busy chasing Jamie Going. But the point I was trying to make is that he's not having to deal with any significant spray at the moment. Going's got his wipers on in the 46 car, so it's Harry Gooding the leader. Jamie Going, his teammate, in second place. Danny Harrison is third, and Harrison making a move here, trying to draw level with him. Can't quite do it as they come out of Folly. Avon Rise in towards Quarry Corner. Harrison might look for the inside line here, or he might try and get a wider line in. He's tracking Going here very well indeed. He's going to make the move. It's a quick jink across to the inside as they come into the S's. Now goes back to the outside. This is all about momentum coming out for me, coming out of the S's and going through Old Paddock. Let's see whether he makes a little mistake, runs a bit wide. Jamie Going will just eke out a bit of an advantage in second position here, so it's Gooding still the leader. Harrison losing a bit of momentum. Look how Harrison's dropped back now. The red car almost getting into the clutches of Tom Hutchins, who's fourth at the moment, but not for the want of trying. Danny Harrison wanted to try and close up on Jamie Going and was just trying to get the momentum to build up towards a pass. It's Harry Gooding out front at the moment. I can tell you that David Nye, although he hit the tyres, is actually running really strongly at the moment and setting decent laps as the leaders go through. Going through in second place, there is Danny Harrison in third. Fourth is Tom Hutchins. And then a bit of a gap back to Miles Baker running in fifth place. The white bonnet, predominantly black car, the grey and yellow car of Jake Dawson. Then we have the battle for, well, no, it's not a battle, it's a clear lead in actual fact for Class D. And Jamie White, unbeaten since round 2, although he didn't do 4 and 5 because he was not there. Meanwhile, Harrison has caught up with Jamie Going once again, and he's looking on the outside line, but Jamie Going won't be passed at the moment. So Harrison, having reeled in the car, very clearly has the pace, but also has Tom Hutchins right behind him as well. So Harrison will be mindful of Hutchins and just concerned for them. Not really, well, not overly concerned at the moment, but if Hutchins get closer, it will be, as you watch Harrison try to find a way past, having caught the second place man. And of course, the key thing here is to close down on the race leader, Harry Gooding. So Gooding, 3 wins to his credit so far this year, 6 second positions, 2 third places, so very rarely off the podium as Danny Harrison again looks to the inside line, and Jamie Going soaking up the pressure. Going had to wait until Rockingham for his first podium, but since then has had podia at Snetterton, and looking for his first one here at Castle Combe in race 2 of the weekend as Danny Harrison closes up. Great onboard shot here from Harrison, changes down, look how close he gets here to Jamie Going in front. Is he going to be able to carry the momentum through on the outside line here? Going's got a good run out of the corner and maintains second place. Now, but Tom Hutchins has come into the mix as well, and Hutchins is going past. Hutchins side by side and goes through. Harrison read that well, gave him room. Hutchins is off the track. Harrison should get momentum and go back through, but Tom Hutchins challenging Danny Harrison for third place. Great bit of racing between the pair of them. Jamie Going will use this to try and get away, and he's in second place clearly now. Harrison in third, and then Tom Hutchins in fourth, as you would expect, lost a little bit of ground, but not too much as a result of that, and will try and get back on the case and close down. But the race leader Harry Gooding comes through again for a 4th win of the year. Is Harry Gooding taking his first senior car race win at Rockingham, where he bagged races 2 and 3.
Third and fourth, please. Third and fourth.
So 3rd and 4th still fairly close. Danny Harrison and Tom Hutchins probably both feel they have unfinished business, particularly Tom Hutchins, who's closing in again. That was a great move on that outside line going into the chicane, but maybe had a bit too much momentum and ran a tad wide on the exit. Here come the lead quartet, still all in shot. And then Miles Baker, was there contact in the background there with Miles Baker and Jake Dawson? Certainly the back end of Baker's car looks a bit squirrely, difficult to see. Still there in front actually, with the white front of his car in 5th position, Miles Baker. And the orange car, just look back of shot, the orange and blue car of David Nye has cleared the Class D runners. So David Nye having another very good run here. Clearly loves Castle Combe. We should have known that from the stats we were talking about in race number 1. As Danny Harrison closes up again on Jamie Going. Let's see whether Jamie can be passed by Danny Harrison, who again in his mirrors, I'm just looking at the mirrors of the onboard shot to see if we can see what Danny can see, which might be Tom Hutchins coming into play as well on the curbs as they come out of Camp Corner on the start-finish straight down in towards Folly. Gooding still the leader, and it is a case at the moment of Harrison being close to 2nd than 4th position is to 3rd. So Tom Hutchins not in a position to challenge Danny Harrison at the moment, but Jamie Going, if he carries on being defensive, will bring Hutchins back into it, and that's the case. Look at Hutchins closing in now, and Hutchins really has all the cards to play here. He's going to look on the inside line, but Harrison comes across him, and now back to the outside line goes Hutchins again. We know he's not afraid to do that into the chicane because we saw him do it earlier on, but can't quite make it through. What an enthralling 3-way battle this is for 2nd position, and Harry Gooding, if he affords a look in his mirrors, which most drivers will tell you that you'll have a look at least once a lap, even if you've got a big lead. And if he sees the squabble, he'll be well pleased about it, because technically they're slowing each other up, as Harrison trying everything to get past Jamie Going. This really goes to show how evenly matched the cars are, and what a great racetrack this is for these cars, as Harrison looking very determined, looks one way then the other. I think he's got a slightly deranged front bumper now, as he got a little bit too close for comfort to the 46 car in 2nd place. They tick off another lap. Remember the race format, 20-minute races for these cars. This one I reckon is going to go to 14, 15 laps possibly, on board with Harrison again. You can see the race leader not getting away in strides at the moment, as we are around about half distance here. Harrison closing up again. Was there another little love tap there on the back end of Jamie Going? Harrison chasing hard, outside line here. Quick glance into the mirrors for him to see where Tom Hutchins is as well. Into the chicane, grabs the apexes and continues on his way as they come through. That was the S's, out of the S's, through Old Paddock Bend, through Hammerdown, down towards Tower Corner, where our camera is. And again, I tell you what, Gooding, I think, might even be being closed on by these 3 drivers. What, are they working a draft? It's very possible that they are, but the race leader at the moment not getting away. Harrison again looks to the inside line. Harrison almost looks like he's just hanging onto the car. He's throwing it into some of the corners and giving it a real good workout here. Hutchins just watching at the moment. If the key thing here is that if Danny Harrison can go through, Hutchins might be able to follow through. That might just preclude at the moment, thought-wise, Hutchins from making a move on Danny Harrison. He might see how it pays out. Look at the cheering on going from the pit wall here, and it's still Harry Gooding out front, but Jamie Going closing in. Danny Harrison in 3rd. Hutchins watching him, needs to stay close if there is a mistake by Jamie Going to follow Danny Harrison through, but it's 4 cars for the lead, and Harry Gooding on his home track is very much in a 4-way battle for lead position here in race 2. Now as Danny Harrison, did he run a little bit wide there? He's having a go. It's a deliberate wide line to try and gain ground on the 2nd place man, Jamie Going. Can't quite find a way through once again. It's Going still in 2nd. Harry Gooding out front. What a race we're having here for the Class C, the faster cars of all the classes, the ST class, which has been running so successfully since 2007. And now Harrison's got himself level. They have a little bit of paint trading again. Great physicality between the 2, and they're all staying on track. Jamie Going still holds on to 2nd place. This might give Harry Gooding a chance to start to pull away. On board with Harrison again. Into the chicane. Is he going to get a good run here? He does look the more racy of the 2, but just can't seem to make any advantage stick at the moment, Danny Harrison. working hard, changes up again, looks at the inside line, back to the racing line as they pass the pit lane entry. Through Camp Corner, some standing water on the outside of there as well. Gooding runs wide, and through goes Jamie going into the lead. Danny Harrison's going to try and follow through into second. A little tap on the back. And I tell you what, Hutchins wasn't quite there to do it. Now what could Gooding do? Hutchins goes wide, a little bit of opposite lock from him, gets it back on track. Gooding fighting back for the lead and goes on the inside line. Gooding and going, the two teammates. And Gooding's got the lead back. That was incredible recovery from Harry Gooding, who I thought was going to be demoted to 4th place. 3rd at worst, but he's got back into the lead from Jamie Going. Superb racing from the youngster who gets back in. Now was that the call that he needed to get his foot down and start to pull away? Wonderful Fiesta racing here at Castle Combe. Well, they're just now having a little bit of a, well, not having a breather. Danny Harrison isn't, because Harrison's up the inside line of Jamie Going, wants to go through. Look at the bits and bobs flapping away on Harrison's car, who looks down the inside line from the outside, dives through. Super move by Harrison. Now up the inside line comes Hutchins. Tries to put the Daniels Motorsport car up level with the Jam Sport machine, but Danny Harrison, who's been wringing the neck of that car, what an exciting driver to watch. Harrison up into second and now challenging Harry Gooding for the race lead, getting stuck in again. There might be contact between the pair. Gooding is the race leader, goes across the line again. We've got, I think, a black and white flag being shown. Now, is that going to be for contact? We'll try and find out from race control for you, but we'll concentrate on what's going on race-wise. As through on the inside line to challenge for the lead is Danny Harrison, but Gooding, I think, knows that he's got the slightly faster run here, or does he, as they come down into Quarry Corner. Harrison's got the lead. Harrison leads, Gooding in second place. Jamie Going is third, and Danny Harrison, who didn't set a time in qualifying for race number 1, came through from 8th for a podium, has now got the lead. He's been wringing the neck of that car. Gooding just couldn't get away. They're closing up on the Class A runners. Colin Newbold will be the first of those. Now the Class A runners won't want to interfere with the lead battle, but depending on where they are, it could happen. Newbold sticking to the outside. He's seen Harrison go through, still on the outside line. Through goes Gooding. Working at the wheel hard, Jamie Going through as well, Tom Hutchins through. Great driving, respectful driving from Colin Newbold, who maybe now try and pick up a little bit of a toe and perhaps close down on Mark Court, who is there in yellow. So Mark Court running well. Goodness me, what a race. We've had Luke Bannister, I think he's the next target for the race leaders to come through. Now the news is that Danny Harrison is going to pick up a penalty for exceeding track limits. That's possibly what the black and white flag was for. Physical race. Now that penalty is going to drop him down the order. It means that although he's in the lead of the race physically on the timing screen, he's actually off the podium. So Luke Bannister busy chasing Mark Court. The race leaders going through, Harrison through, then Harry Gooding. We'll have more of this racing for sure as we head into the end of the season. 3 more events to go, which again we'll talk about a little bit later on. Danny Harrison in the 18 car hasn't been on the top step of the podium since Brands Hatch, and hasn't taken the checker since then. He might take the checker here, but I don't think he's going to take the win. There's still time for others to get penalties as well. So Harrison through and on the inside line of Tim Bennett. Harry Gooding in second. You can see that it's been a very physical race for Danny Harrison. Harrison coming out of Tower Corner down into Bobby's, through Westway, and now heading down towards Camp Corner, past the way into the pit lane. Jamie Going still in 3rd place, which will be 2nd on the clock. Tom Hutchins 4th, but 3rd on the clock. And Danny Harrison makes a little mistake there, runs wide, goes across the line once again. So Harrison still the race leader, but Harry Gooding. Now, does Gooding know that there's a penalty in the offing? He wants the win anyway, and Gooding making a superb move here, and look how it's teeing up the inside line as they go towards Avon Rise. He can't quite get through, and it's Harrison that's still there, but Gooding is all over the back end of the race leader. Through Quarry Corner, onto Farm Straight again, heading down in towards the S's. Battle on for 3rd place. Jamie Going coming under pressure from Tom Hutchins, who again gives him a not a nudge, but just makes very light contact with the 46 car, and that's the difference between an intentional nudge and contact. But look at David Nye. David Nye is in 5th place and reeling him in. Nye's got the fastest lap of the race, way back on lap 4, 1 minute 22.9, and he's closing in on them, but I don't think he's going to challenge necessarily for a podium by the end of the race. But what a recovery drive from David Nye, and a physical race between these guys up at the sharp end, with Danny Harrison still there at the moment. Harry Gooding in 2nd place. Remember, penalties to be added past post 13 and heading down towards Camp Corner for on the clock, I think, the penultimate time. Jamie Going still under pressure from Tom Hutchins. There is the penalty showing on the board. So here they come. I think we might get an extra lap. So it's still Danny Harrison out front. Jamie Going challenging Harry Gooding for 2nd place now. They should have all seen the penalties for now, and for sure the pit crews will have signalled where they all are in terms of the clock, as well as they'll know where they are on track, of course, this lead quartet. And still David Nye trying to close down more. This has been a super drive from David Nye into 5th place in the defence of his Class C title, but Danny Harrison is still the chaser, and importantly for him, ahead of Jamie Going on track. But Going will get the points back on the penalties. I'm reminded of one of my colleagues, Championship director, who said that when the fixtures are published at the start of the year, all the dates are provisional until the races are run, and then the results are provisional. And you do have judicials, but over things like track limits, physicality on track and such like. But joking aside, what a race this has been. David Nye still trying to close in. It's still a quartet for the lead, with Harrison with a bit of breathing space. Here we come then. So it's Danny Harrison. Comes out of Camp Corner and takes the win. Harrison takes the win. The 20 minutes is up, and it's Harrison that takes the checkered flag, but will get 4th place after the 5-second penalty. So Gooding the winner from Going, Hutchins, Harrison in 5th, then David Nye. There is David Nye crossing the line. Jake Dawson in 6th. Miles Baker will be next up. There across the line is Luke Bannister, 11th overall, 3rd in Class D. Followed by Tim Bennett, who takes 4th position in Class D. And here's the official result. Harry Gooding taking the win. Jamie Going next from Tom Hutchins and Danny Harrison 4th after the penalty. David Nye 5th from Jake Dawson, Miles Baker, Ryan Falconbridge. Then Jamie White winning Class D from Zach Lucas, Luke Bannister and Tim Bennett. Mark Court taking Class A from Colin Newbold. Super 2nd race, and let's hear from the race winners.
I don't know if it was the right choice for the tyres because the track was drying, but yeah, really good race, good result, and yeah, looking forward to race 3.
Yeah, and I guess with Danny's penalty, were you aware of that, the 5-second penalty you had for presumably track limits?
No, I've only been aware of it from a couple of minutes ago when the team told me, so yeah, it's good to have the win. Would have nice to have won it on track, but I'm going to take it anyway.
Absolutely. And what about tyres? What tyres were you on?
We was on wets that time. It's worked to start with. Off the start it was good, but the slicks started coming at the end.
Yeah, very well done. So 1st and a 2nd. So do you think the three podiums?
Hopefully, yeah, that's the plan.
Very well done. I said a cracking race. How was it for you?
That was hard work. Yeah, we went on wets, the others went on mix. I had slicks on the front. So at the start we knew we had the pace and that they would struggle. So we just had to manage the tyres, both me and Harry, and just stay out there. But they'd catch us on the dry bits, and then we could manage them to a certain degree. But towards the end, it was getting really hard. But then they was also in a bit of trouble because their wets on the rear were really getting a real bad balance for the car. So all in all, it was a bit of a mix for the pair of us, you know, with the slicks and the full wets. But yeah, no, it was a really enjoyable race.
Yeah, so at times it looked as though actually you may have won that race. You were sort of really threatening and looked as though potentially you might have been able to.
It's always nice to work with Harry, you know, so we are a team and we try and bring it home together. So, you know, we're both fighting for points, we're both fighting for a championship. As long as the others finish behind us, that's the main thing, as long as we both finish in front of them and just keep progressing with the points.
Great to see, and a bit of respect there as well, which is always good in motor racing. Well done, Tom. How was it for you?
Yeah, we made the right choice of the tyres. We went 6 at the front, wets in the back. I got a dodgy start, and from there, really, I managed to catch up with everyone, and it was a good race.
And was the start due to the tyres, in effect?
Yeah, I was just spun up the wheels, and Jamie and Harry were on wet, so they got away much better. But it was a really good race, close
so
race.
what can you do in the final race, do you think?
Hopefully another podium would be nice. I think it'll be dry later on, so we'll see what happens.
Other class victory for you, second of the weekend, must be very pleased.
Yeah, good weekend.
Yeah.
All going towards championship, so all good.
Yeah. Any difficulties out there for you? And relatively easy class win, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think going out on wets was a bad call at the start, but you had to do something, and that seemed like the better option at the time. But towards the end, they started to fade away. But we'd pulled a bit of a gap at the start, so they would just back it off a little bit and, you know, just sit it out to the end.
Yeah, so I guess you're fairly confident of three out of 3?
We'll see what the weather does.
Congratulations.
That was good. I had a good battle with the Class D cars out there as well, so that was quite good.
Yeah, I guess you find that quite pleasurable, don't you, when you're in a sort of different class, but you can still mix it with some of the other perhaps more powerful cars.
Yeah, it's always good fun to get around them. And Colin started to catch us right near the end, so I was a bit worried. But
yes, he wasn't that far behind, actually, was he, at the end? So do you think it'll be even more of a threat in the final race?
I think it'll be quite close near the end.